In this presentation, we will enter the payroll for the month of December, the last month of our payroll problem within QuickBooks. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Here we are on the home page. We currently have the Open Windows open. You can open the Open Windows by going to the View drop-down and selecting the Open Windows list. We're now going to be running payroll for the last month of operations for our payroll period for the year. We're going to go do that by going to the Employees section down here and Pay Employees one last time. As this opens up, we're going to check the dates. Now we're going to kind of cheat a little bit on the dates here, and I'll show you what we're doing. But we're going to say the pay period ends this time at the end of the year because it's monthly, so that's the same. 12/31/21, December 31st, 2021. We are going to make the check date, however, on the same day this time, 12/31/21. And in essence, what we want to do here is just put all the payroll periods into this pay period. In other words, if we write the check as of January, then the reports that we will run will be more on a cash basis. And there is that timing difference, and that's why we need adjusting entries basically with payroll. In order to line this up to our example problem in Excel, however, we want to put this payroll period into this current period so we can line that up. We'll show an example of this timing difference in another example problem. So this is, note once again, this is deviating from the norm a bit, in that we're writing the check at the same point in time. And this is something we may do in practice, by the way, as well. We might say, hey, I would like to make things easy right now. We're going to do our best to process the payroll in the same year so that we don't have that timing difference that we have to deal with. So that could be something done in practice. Just be aware of it, however. If we run it in January the next year, we're going to have some differentiation between the reports for payroll, more on a cash basis when the check was done, and the accrual basis for when the time period was run. So let's go through this. We're going to go ahead and say everything else looks proper. We're going to check off all of our employees once again and go through here and enter the same data we have in the past. So we're going to go to Anthony Moore here. We're going to have the same amount of hours at 163 and 3 overtime. That'll give us the gross pay, the health insurance, the union dues, and the 401k should populate on their own. We're going to have to type in there the federal withholding, which we're going to say is 187, Social Security 259.63, and Medicare 60.72. We'll also have the employer side with the Social Security 259.63 once again, and Medicare 60.72. Our net check is going to be 2052.35. That's our check number. And so make sure that that lines up, and then we will move forward to the next employee by selecting Save and Next. Next employee is going to be Jill Jackson. Jill Jackson worked for the month of December, 140 hours. That'll give us our gross pay up top, the 401k insurance, and the federal withholdings should line up. Actually, the federal withholdings we will then enter at 474, Social Security 269.08, Medicare 62.93. That gives us our net check of 1988.65. That's our check number. Then we're going to have the Social Security at 269.08 for the employer portion, and Medicare employer 62.393. Once we have those lined up, we'll go ahead and go to the next employee by saying Save and Next. Next employee, Judy Jones. Judy Jones is our owner, our salaried employee at $35,000, which will be populated automatically. The 401k insurance and whatnot is calculated for us. The federal withholding will be 7508.13. No Social Security, and this is important. This is why we have the Judy Jones here with a larger salary to show that cap, and that's going to make a huge difference once that cap is hit. So just note there, no Social Security being taken out of this check given the fact that the cap has been hit. The Medicare, however, we still have the 507.5. And then on the employer side, we've got the 507.5 matching on the Medicare. Nothing for anything else here. No Social Security. And note, all of our employees, of course, have already hit the FUTA and SUTA, federal unemployment and state unemployment, and therefore there are no employer taxes related to them. Make sure to check off our check number here at the net check of 23 $734.37, and we'll move on to the final employee to enter the data for, that being Cindy Lewis. Cindy Lewis will have the same amount of hours as the prior pay period of 161 and 1 hour of overtime. That'll give us our gross pay, our 401k, the health insurance, and the dues, the union dues. We're going to enter down here the federal withholdings, that being 230.00, Social Security 282.10, and Medicare 65.98. That gives us a net check, our check figure of 2104.85. The Social Security and Medicare for the employer portion the same, 282.10 and 65.98. Once done, we're going to say save and close. That's our final employee. Double check the dates here, and we note that we're rushing this time to put the payroll into this pay period so that we have it included and don't have the timing difference. So we've kind of rushed things on this year-end payroll to make sure it gets out before the end of the year here. And we have done so, so we're going to say continue, and then we're going to say create paychecks. So create the paychecks. Paychecks have been created. We'll check the pay stubs. Remember, we're going to preview that the pay stubs will have to be given to the employee in some way, either as a pay stub or in format of a report to show, or a digital copy, or in some format. Here's the current payroll with the gross pay and what was taken from it, and the net pay, and then the year-to-date information typically is what needs to be given to employees on a paycheck-by-paycheck basis. So we'll close this back out. We're going to close this back out. Going to close this back out, and we're going to check to make sure that the checks have indeed been written in the check register by going to the banking drop-down, use register. Then we're going to go to the checking account and just check these checks are there. There's Anthony, there's Jill, there's Judy, there's Cindy. Those are our 4 paychecks. They are indicated by paychecks here. If we wanted to see the detail on any of those, we can double click just on that paycheck item or paycheck text. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.